Doomsday 3.
We had Doomsday 1. He came from one of the toughest areas of Phoenix, both of his parents believe in divorce. Praying for safety and
on the defense, talking about it. You better get your ass involved. You better get involved.
I just gotta say, when it comes to former Dallas,
Different.
For sure, they would have thrown it off because
This guy gets off you.
And then I go to bed every night like, G man, I promise you that we got a Man, what is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag Jimmy Dee. It's getting closer. I'm working on a new intro. I got to get that thing done. But before we get rolling, guys, hopefully you had a good weekend. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Obviously, hit that share if you're watching. Started watching us on X. Shoot on over to YouTube because that's where the party's at. That's where all the comments go crazy.
Yes.
People insane. So it was a long 4th of July weekend, Jimmy. Obviously, before we get rolling, definitely thoughts and prayers to everyone in Texas.
Yes.
It's so just unbelievable how, seeing the videos of that, it's just absolutely just heart-wrenching. I can't even imagine.
No, it's true. You don't know what tomorrow brings. You don't know what an hour from now brings. So cherish the moments with your family and friends and don't sweat the small stuff because look at how those people's lives change in a matter of 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's
just
awful.
Tragic. But definitely thinking of Texas and thinking of that area, and hopefully, they can recover. But I don't know how you could, man. I don't know. It'd be hard. It'd be hard when you hear the stories of the families and stuff. It makes it hard to even think of how you can even move forward. But hopefully things work out well for them. But it was in Florida, it was a good weekend. A lot of rain. Got my son's 21st birthday. And I know, things got a little crazy there, and it went downhill pretty fast too. I won't get into some stuff because I don't want to. Some things happen. I don't want to get. It is what it is. But and then just we had another great night, and it was just. I was telling you, Jimmy, before the show. You said, man, the weekend flew by so fast. It seemed like that weekend lasted forever. Like I was on vacation a few weeks before, and that whole week just went by so quickly. This last weekend, man, thankfully it went so slow, and just I was able to enjoy every moment of it.
Yeah, it's nice because sometimes you look down, then you look up, and all of a sudden, geez, it's Sunday morning, and then it's Sunday night, and I don't know if you like me. Sometimes it's like when I was back in school. When it's Sunday night, I'm like, damn, man, it's like the countdown to school or to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
no, absolutely. Yeah. I was dreading coming in, dreading to work Monday, but got up early. My daughter went to Disney for a few days, getting everything going before going to college. So I got up early to make sure she got off all right. So I made sure I got up bright and early, didn't sleep in. So I was at work even earlier. So it was, got the week started right, man.
So I saw some of the pics online of the big 21st birthday bash. I got to give credit. I texted Mikey the next morning at I almost didn't do it. I said, maybe this is too early, about 9:30. And he responded within 5 minutes.
He was way up by then. He was up by 8.
I'm impressed. The young man's got skills. And I said, look, one day I'll come back down to Tampa. I'll complete your training. This Hall of Famer will teach you how to party all night long.
Well, he did good. And, my wife, I got to give her just a ton of credit. She found this place, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was basically like a dueling piano bar, like old school Howl the Moon. And it was downtown Clearwater. And she reserved, they're like, hey, if you spend $200, you can reserve the VIP area upstairs. We didn't know what we were walking into. And we go up there, we walk in, and you literally had the whole upstairs, had couches, had chairs, had your own bathroom, had a bar up there. It was like you had everything. We had like 15 people or so. And it made it so much better because had you been sitting, it is like when you have that big of a group and you're at a big table, you're talking to the person on the left, talking to the person on the right, but you're really not interacting, too crazy with everyone. But this was just, man, we had the whole place upstairs and it was a blast. And the drinks were flowing. I got Mikey one of them rum punches. I got me a rum punch. We were doing shots like crazy. And we had a blast. And he was feeling it, but he was getting, how it is, man. He's getting a little emotional here. He's getting a little sentimental here. That so when you get that alcohol, you don't know how you're going to be. You know how it is, Jimmy. Some people are the angry drunks. Some are the fun drunks. Some are the, just chill drunks. So you don't know what you're going to get, but he was a fun one. Got a little sentimental. And it was a great time, and it didn't stop there. That's for sure. So.
I tell you, we so on 4th of July, we had I put something up on X, and Camel Pipe. A bunch of people were here, and he had us doing the Freedom Funnel, and I'm like, this is I try to avoid the shots anymore, right? Anyway, long story short, after maybe a couple dozen drinks, it's now 10 o'clock. No, after the firecrackers, it was about 10:30. We're all in the kitchen, and one of our buddies he's a brick shit house. He's like 6'4", jack, works construction, right? And all of a sudden we're talking wrestling. And I said, let me give you a patented Ric Flair chop to the chin. You're like, sure. He's still, got no shirt on, bathing suit shit. It was the best Ric Flair chop I've done in 20 years. There was about 15 people in the kitchen and it went dead silent after it was a perfect pop. Everything went silent. I'm like, no,
and you lived to tell about it.
No, dude, I thought he was going to kick my ass. So I'm like, shit, it was so good. And so I says, all right, you know what? Now you owe me one, right? Yeah. But he doesn't, understand the logistics. He never saw the pattern.
He doesn't know the technique. He doesn't know the proper technique that you're supposed to use.
He don't know the technique. So he comes across like some Bruce Lee karate chop to the friggin' ribs. Oh, God, I'm doubled over. I thought he broke one of my ribs, but it was just funny. It was a perfect Ric Flair chop. Best in 2 decades. Speaking of professional wrestling, this is 29 years ago today. Hulk Hogan turned into Hollywood Hulk Hogan. We were there, Daytona, Bash to the Beach.
Wow.
Yes.
God, it's crazy how time flies. I mean, it definitely it flies like no other. But yeah, and speaking of Ric Flair, he's in Tampa now, and I think he's shitting himself or something. There's a lot of stuff going on with him. He's not doing well going out to bars, and I think he drinks too much and then shits his pants, but not good.
I saw that. He needs to start sporting the Depends. I mean, you can't be embarrassed or ashamed. It's better to get caught on camera with your pants all messed up. But you know what? The one thing with him, and I love him, but he needs to. He's on social media way too much when he's thrown way too many drinks back, and he needs to stop that shit.
Yeah, well, he lives that if you watch that documentary, he lives he
lives a gimmick.
Turned to that lifestyle, lives that lifestyle, can't let go of that lifestyle. Some people can grow out of it, he can't, but still a lot of fun. NWO, that was
Jeff. We were there, man. We were right. Hogan came out. My buddy Wayne, our buddy Wayne, called it. He said, "What if it's Hogan?" I said, "He's off filming Tropic Thunder, whatever it was." He comes out, I'm like, "Holy shit, he was right!" And man, that was something.
It changed everything, but it really re-energized, Hogan's career too. So, but yeah, so after the piano bar, my son wanted to go to Smugglers. He wanted to go to that's what he's doing. He wanted to go to Smugglers for a couple drinks. So that's a little dump, by our house. So we did that. Problem is you got to be 21 to get in there, and we had our daughter was 18, her boyfriend's 18, so. We tried to just get them in. I say, walk in like you own the place. I mean, that's what you walk in like you own the place. And he did. And my brother's quick-witted. So, the kids today, they wear the shirts. They got the tight, the short shorts, like they're back. Yeah. And so the bouncer comes up and goes, "Hey man, you ain't 21. You got to get out. You got to get out of here." And Daddy looks to him and goes, "You throwing him out because he's got the Key West shirt and booty shorts on?"
And he's quick-witted.
Yeah, he's so quick, but he wasn't happy about it. The boyfriend wasn't happy about it first, but then he was laughing. So then we leave there, and I got the idea. I mean, what is it, a father son, and you get older, and I, it's generations passed down. I said, hey, let's go to Silks. So we got, we're 15 deep, and we're going to go ride down to Silks. And I haven't been in probably, I don't know how many bachelor parties ago, but the price seems to have gone up. So we get there, and I got in front. I was getting everyone, and I said, all right, there's like 10 of us or whatever. And she goes, all right, it's $9 each, and then 25 if you're under 21. And I said, 25. She goes, all right, 20. I said, how quickly the negotiation changed.
Right.
I'm like, I mean, we're about ready to double the capacity you guys have in here. I mean, really? And by then, a couple people brought their girlfriends, which it's never a good idea. Never a good idea. Let me just
no.
And so then things went south. So I said, you know what? Let's just get out of here. So we just ended up leaving. So didn't get a chance to go in and create some memories and some fun, but we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. Got in, we celebrated more on the weekend. It was a great time. And then I don't know if you saw, you looking over my shoulder. Then Louis, my brother,
that's cool.
He's down in the Keys. He drives by. He goes, "Hey man, I'm going to stop at Jimmy Johnson's restaurant to grab some food." I said, "No, it's good. We've been there." And then like 2 minutes later, he goes, "Dude, you ain't gonna believe Jimmy Johnson's here." And he sent me a couple pictures of him just hanging out. And then he sent me a picture he got with him. So I was really jealous of that because I've been there. Yeah. We didn't see him, when we went, but that was really cool.
That is cool, man. Talk about good timing. I mean, he's a big Hurricanes fan, so for him,
yeah.
Big too, I
still got that Hurricane autograph. Me and my brother were talking about it. Still got the 8x10 we got from him back in the mid 80s. He was doing, I think, the Sports Authority. Was it Sports Authority was opening up or whatever it was at Lauder Lakes or wherever the hell it was. We ended up
Lakes Mall. Yeah. Yep. What
I think that's where it's at. So
I still got, it's an 8x10 hanging on the wall. It was at WCW Nitro back in like '96, and you had the one of the Instamatic, the throwaway cameras, and you got the perfect. We bumped into Ric Flair in the back, picked him and me, and actually years later, I had it blown up and got him to autograph it, so I got it hanging out here on the other side. But it's pretty cool, the stuff you keep and you get over the course of years,
I know, but the weird thing is, I don't know if you do this, but as you get older, you go back and buy the stuff that you had as a kid. Like I'm looking around, sometimes I'm buying an old card that I had, you're trying to recreate some of the memory. I found an old picture, a Dwight Gooden and Gary Carter, my brother, I had signed by them, and then my brother ended up getting it. So it was, So that's what she does. I'm doing is getting older. I got to get better at that though. But also went out and got my daughter got, my wife's Jeep. So I got my wife a Jeep. And then my brother, my nephew got Eva's, my daughter's Jeep. And then Mikey traded Dominic for his car for the Jeep because it was a whole big thing. So we had like car swap. We had like a swap meet going on at the house. So everybody's got a new car but me, and my car's flooding. I got to go tomorrow to get it looked at. But we had so much rain. It's got to get fixed. But anyway, I digress, Jimmy. I digress.
Well, I got to add to that. My car, my wife says, there's a little oil underneath your car, right? I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, no,
I'm still making payments. Only 2 years old. So long story short, brought it up. It's under warranty. The rear main seal, which is no joke. So now they're going to have it for like, I don't know, a week or two or some shit like that. Well, you know what? They gave me a loaner car, so I'm not going to complain. And I might have a little fun with the loaner car. But still, it's like, damn, man, you wouldn't expect on a newer vehicle. But again,
you don't expect that.
No, but it's the worst thing that happens to me. I'm doing all right. So
I wanted to get your opinion. We're going to do a couple things. We're going to talk a little bit about the Cowboys, and then obviously the top 100 is starting to come out. So wanted to, maybe there's a couple Falcons on there, but
Bates,
the into the top 100. So I didn't see any Cowboys yet get announced. So we'll see what's going on. So we'll get into some of that, get your thoughts. But obviously the offseason wouldn't be right without some Dallas Cowboy drama and someone in the headlines getting arrested or doing something stupid. And we almost got there, Jimmy. I mean, it was like you're 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks away from training camp, whatever it is. And, then you look on Twitter or X and you look on the news, and here we go. Kavonte Turpin had less than 2 ounces of weed in a gun charge. And first of all, I'm trying to figure things out because I'm thinking gun charge, like guns in Texas, you just walk around. I mean, it's like the Wild Wild West. So I don't know, did he have? Is it like if you have it concealed and I don't know the laws, but did he have it concealed and didn't have a concealed carry? Do you have to have concealed carry? Because it used to have that in Florida, but they removed it. So I don't even know if you have to have a concealed carry in Texas or not. Maybe someone on here knows the laws, but I mean, not the worst crime. I mean, not the worst crime, but stupid. If you're going to smoke weed, smoke it in your house. I mean, why you know, it's like I don't get it. Or like Chris Carter said, and I want you to jump in. I'm sorry. But Chris Carter, I saw Law Nation post it. Chris Carter talked about with the rookies. He goes, and guys in the NFL, because when you become an NFL, you become millionaires. Y'all say you're going to be choir boy. We know you're going to end up going back doing some of the things you always did. You better have a fall guy in your group. You need to have the guy when shit goes down, he's the one that's going to take the rap. Now you'll help him out with his his lawyer bills and all that, but your name has to stay clean. And I know that sounds kind of like, come on, guy. But, I mean, if you're going to go out, I mean, maybe that's not a bad idea. Maybe he has a valid point. But, I mean, just stupid decisions and just unnecessary.
Well, and you know what it is? We're not here to be the morality police. That's not our business, yours and mine. But at the end of the day, it's the law. You know you're breaking the law. Why would you put yourself in such a stupid position on the heels of camp coming up, right? I mean, come on. That's just stupid. So
and you're trying to build a culture. You're trying to yes, Mark is the fallback. That's true. He's straight laced.
Right, you're trying to build.
We can all be wasted and say Mark will say, "Look, man, I was driving. I'm drunk. Go ahead and test me, man." Ted, the only thing they'll find is like an overabundance of sweet tea in that blood.
That's right. But to Chris's point, it was stupid. I mean, at the end of the day, now what? To your point, how's coach going to react because of the culture?
You're trying to create a culture of accountability. Right. You're changing the culture. What are they going to do? You know, it's like Jimmy Johnson always said, there's a pecking order for everybody on my team. I mean, he didn't cut Michael Irvin. You know what I mean? He didn't cut Charles Haley. But he did cut, he cut Richards for fumbling or was it Zendejas with the asthma, whoever, one of the kickers. But
that's right.
All kidding aside, but the NFL, the NFL is very inconsistent in how they punish, right?
Absolutely.
They have this thing and a bias, and I know I'm going to be call me a homer, but I don't care. It's fact. They got a bias against the Cowboys. I mean, I go back to Zeke's second year, and they suspended him 6 games at the end of the year, most important time of the year for them. They were making their playoff push, and they suspend him on charges back in college that he never was convicted of. Never got charges filed against him. Never had anything of any kind of evidence, but just went ahead and did it and suspended him 6 games. And they've done it to other Cowboy players in the past. So the Rice is the name that comes up. He had some felonies. He had this. Never got suspended with the Chiefs. Never had the trouble. So, do you think that he's going to end up getting any kind of suspension?
Well, is that Kelly?
No, that's different Kelly.
Oh, okay. No. I thought it was Kelly, our friend's sister. So yeah, no, not that Kelly. So anyway, I mean, you're right. There is this subjective type of the policing and the what they're dishing out for penalties and all this other stuff and suspensions and all that. It's very inconsistent. Who knows what happens here? I doubt. What are they going to do? Suspend him a game? What happened?
You don't. It's like the inconsistency. They got to beat up his girlfriend, gets 3 games, and a guy does something else, and he gets all these like weird games. So I don't really understand the logic behind it, but you have to. If I'm Schottenheimer, you have to send a message. No, he hasn't had any.
He doesn't. Okay, I don't know.
Hasn't had any issues. And he's. I mean. Look, at the end of the day, I mean, everyone and their brother. I mean, weeds everywhere. I can't even walk outside, in a public place without smelling it somewhere. So, to me, it's a little petty. I mean, it's not a felony. These are all misdemeanors. It's not anything that's crazy. But you saw what happened, and I forgot again. Law, I think, put it out, and you saw a Texans guy and you saw a Cowboys guy. One was felonies. The other one was. Obviously misdemeanors that Turpin had. He had 1 million, views, and the Texans guy got like 60,000. And I mean, that is the different. don't waste my time with all these dumb comments. Not you, Chris, but other ones. But that's the difference between the Cowboys and the Texans. And I say this you need to have awareness that you got a star on your helmet. You're going to be held to a higher standard. You're going to have a bigger microscope over you. And that's what we talk about. The culture of it is you got to understand it. It's like, again, I'll go back to Jimmy Johnson. You didn't have a ton of stuff. I mean, the Michael Irvin stuff didn't come out until after Jimmy was gone. Jimmy Johnson always told his guys, at 1 o'clock, you need to be in a bed. I don't care whose bed you're in. I said, but you need to be in a bed because nothing good happens, after midnight. You guys need to be in a bed somewhere. And that's kind of the difference where he was able to control the chaos, right? I mean, obviously there's some crazy stuff, but he was able to control it, where now with social media, you got, there's so many things you can't hide. And, everyone's looking to make a name for themselves and go viral on something. So it's just not a very smart, just not a good decision.
No, and you're right. It's the social media aspect. Just think back. So, the Cowboys, it's like the Yankees and the Marlins, right? If the Yankees do something, and Chris is spot on. If the Yankees do something, it's going to be plaster all over. If it's the Marlins, nobody cares. Geez, look at what the hell is his name? Wander from Tampa Bay. You barely heard about that. That was here in New York.
Yeah,
Franco,
I think he just found guilty. I think.
Yeah, but it didn't make no headlines. Nobody cared. No. I mean, imagine, and I'm going a little bit off. It's the same topic. I'm going a little stray here. Imagine the '86 Mets had social media. They were a disaster. Hookers, cocaine, playing cards in the middle of innings and smoking this and that. So, yeah, I mean.
We went out looking for whores and cocaine.
Whores. And like you said, it's everywhere. I mean, look at Mopery. What's wrong with Mopery? They make a big deal of that when I go out.
I know. I mean, but it's a different world we live in today. But honestly, they need to be able. You got to be smart. You got to have some awareness. And again, with the Cowboys, they're always talked about. They're always going to be the headline. Don't be in the headlines for the wrong reasons. And you have to know better. And if you're going to partake in recreational activities, you got a home, do it at your house, do it at your buddy's house, let your buddy drive the stuff, make sure that you're not the one. I mean, you can't be the one. And that's what I'm saying is it just got to be smart. And you hate to see it because now what's going to be talked about now when the players are being interviewed, here we go. Now you're going to ask the questions. And again, at the end of the day, I'm not minimizing what it is, but it's two misdemeanor little petty, charges. It's like, what was it, $100? He got bail or whatever it was. And
it was BS money.
I don't know the gun law thing. I don't understand the gun thing. It's got to be something with concealed or something. And these guys.
PJ said something about the Castle Doctrine allows Texans to carry. Castle Doctrine. I got to look it up. I'm not sure exactly, but he's saying it allows him to carry. I don't know if that's open or concealed.
I didn't understand the charge, but I don't know. And I mean, look, man, it's a majority, a big portion of this country has firearms to protect themselves. They have something in their home or in their car or whatever. Make sure hopefully you're trained and all that kind of stuff with it. So again, it's not like this guy going to go beat up, attack a kid or a woman or an elderly person. I mean, you see that all over the place now. So, I mean, let's calm down on crucifying him over this. It was just not a smart decision. And it's just unnecessary noise that the Cowboys don't need.
So here's what Kelvin.
There you go. Can't carry while you have weed. So it's because he had the drugs. Thank you, Kelvin. It's because he had marijuana in the car. You can't have a gun and marijuana. I guess they don't mix. Is alcohol? Can you have alcohol in a gun? Is that allowed?
I hope not.
Allowed? I mean, Kelvin, help me out with the law so we can
automatic gun charge if found.
Okay. Well, there you go. Because he had weed in the car.
As long as you're traveling, it's part of your castle. So the car is now your castle because you're out and about. That's why.
No, I don't know.
Well, not open carry. Okay. Yep. All right. Man, we learn something new every day. Look at this.
So alcohol is okay. Alcohol's okay. To
You
me,
can throw.
alcohol is worse than marijuana. Now, I don't like the smell of marijuana. Like I don't mind it in your house, out in your backyard or whatever. I don't like walking out in the streets.
I don't like that either.
Out the mall and you're smelling it. I don't really care for that. At a concert, I don't mind. Kind of relax. But marijuana, I've never seen anyone beat anyone up high. I've never seen anyone, do something crazy high. Now, maybe I'm wrong. You guys will correct me. But I've seen people do some real bad shit drunk. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Who are you talking about?
I'm not going to name names. But I'm just saying is I think marijuana is a little bit, maybe overblown a little. I don't know. Just my opinion. My humble opinion. I could be wrong.
My thing is, whether it's no matter what it is, if you're impaired driving, that's a problem. I don't know if he was impaired or not, or what the deal was.
Yeah, the driving part. I don't know if he was a passenger or was he behind the wheel. I don't know.
But I guess what PJ was saying, since you had both the marijuana and the gun, that's what got him. And it's got to be if you have booze in the car, be the same thing. I would hope. Anyway,
I would think. I don't know, but
yeah,
anyway.
I agree with you, Chris.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but
yeah, it is. But again, like you said, once training camp happens, that's going to be, that's going to be the questions coming out.
Well, they're going to want to see what he said. They're going to want to see how the players react and all, and it's just unnecessary. But hopefully, sorry, had he got a DUI? So was he dry? I mean, I guess I'm a terrible journalist because I didn't study this too much. I was enjoying the weekend. It's like I told Rome. He did a video and he's at the beach. He said, "I'll share my thoughts on that." I mean, I ain't sharing no thought. I'm enjoying my weekend. If some knucklehead wants to go get arrested, I'm not stopping what I'm doing to talk. We're going to talk about it on Monday. I'm enjoying my weekend. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna enjoy myself. So
exactly.
Yeah,
can't let
I'm
that
smart enough to do it in the backyard.
That's right, and not in the car.
So, but anyway, so looking at, we'll move on from that. It is what it is. I'm not going to beat a dead horse on that. But Jimmy, I don't know if you saw the top 100, came out and
the whole thing. I saw Bates was on there. Jesse Bates was on there.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the 100 because that was kind of the first ones that came out. So, Lad McConkey, wide receiver for the Chargers. It's, I guess, he had a pretty decent year. Leonard Williams with Seattle. He's obviously the big defensive tackle. Aaron Jones, running back. Drake London,
London was on. Good.
I thought he might be a little bit higher. Levante David, Josh Sweat, who's with the Eagles. He's on the Cardinals. Sam Laporta, the tight end. I probably thought he'd be a little higher. You got to kind of see how they stack up in their position. Creed Humphrey, the center for the Chiefs. Jesse Bates, the Falcon. One that surprised me, Tua cracked into the top 100. And I mean, I don't know if he deserves it. Again, you got to kind of see when all this thing drops how they stack up. But when you look at the top 100 and you guys see how this is players voted, it's kind of like a popularity contest, I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't know how legit it is, but do you hold any credibility to any of these rankings?
No, it's like the prom king and prom queen back in high school, and he used to vote him in. That's all this is. I mean, look at Tua, and you know me, and you guys, look it up on the tape. You have the tape, Mark.
Check the tape.
I like Tua a lot, and I've always sang his praises, but he can't remain upright. I mean, the problem is he's always hurt. So I'm going to say he's top 100 when he hasn't played a full seation.
No, and it's going to be interesting to see like Dak Prescott. So Dak Prescott pretty much didn't play last year. Only played a handful of games. And you're gone, like when you're not there, you're kind of forgotten. So you wonder if because I think he's better than Tua. Hopefully I'm not being biased. I'm just being factual. So if Tua is ranked in there, then Dak Prescott's got to get ranked in the top 100 somewhere.
I would agree with that, yeah. But again, it's like you said, it's a popularity contest. And you know what it is? It's the NFL's way, and they do a spectacular job of, all right, so now the Super Bowl, then we got free agency, then we got the draft, then we got the top 100. So a way to keep people's interest, even if it's just a minor amount, they're really good at it. Carl Smith is saying Saquon's going to be number one. I was going to bring
Saquon, I was going to bring this up, Jimmy. I mean, I don't think Saquon will be number one.
He's a damn good chance of being. But anyway, what were you going to say about him?
No, I just think quarterbacks always, for the most part, quarterbacks are going to get their top spot. But they did have. Oh, wait a minute. Let me stop. Hold on. Can you hear that?
All right. No, not
can,
yet.
It's annoying me. No, there's
TV?
nothing here. I was here. So they did the top 10. They did the top 10 rankings.
Hey, SoCal, have fun, man. Talk to you soon.
Let me see if I can share this.
Let me see if I can share. Chris, we'll get to that in 1 second.
Let me see. Share screen. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see if I can do
that. Here's where we lose everything right now.
I know. Let me see if that's right. So if I did that and share. Now what I'm going to have to do, let me do this, Jimmy.
All right, go ahead.
Wait. Stay on target. There. Can you see me?
Yes. There we go. Saquon Barkley.
All right. So let me get back over here. So they did their top 10. You don't see that screen recording thing in the way, do you?
No, I don't.
All right, perfect. So they did the top 10 rankings, and they did where they were last year. And I thought this was interesting. So they had Saquon Barkley. He was highest ranked 1, lowest ranked 2. That means that they had a panel of votes. He was either 1 or 2. He didn't get any. He didn't fall any further. He's 28 years old. Last year, he was ranked 4th. So then you've got Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry ranked as high as 1, as low as 6. Last year, he was ranked 9. Then you got Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, his highest rank was 2, lowest 9. He ranked 8th. I mean, another great, running back. Yeah. Then you got Bijan, who really came on last year. He's been,
yes.
I mean, he kind of turned that corner and really had a nice year. He wasn't ranked. Some people didn't have him ranked in the top 10. Some people had him ranked as high as 1.
I think
and last year
10.
He finished 6. So, but yeah. And then McCaffrey. What do you think about McCaffrey? I mean, this is an interesting one because they got him, he's top 5, but he's coming off a lot of injuries. I mean, are you guys expecting anything out of McCaffrey this year?
I mean, when he came back from that injury initially last year, somebody cut him. I had him on my fantasy football. He produced for that couple weeks, but then he got hurt again. It gets back. He's not as bad as Tua with the injuries, but like you said, how does he come back? I don't even think he's 100% recovered from what I read like a month ago. And I like the guy.
I mean, and so I just, and you got to look at the Niners. I think the Niners are taking a step back. I don't know what Camo, if he had any opinions on it while he's with you, but it seems like the Niners might be taking a step back this year.
We were bitching about the New York Yankees when we were together the other day. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean,
because he was pumping his chest out of the Niners for years. Yeah, he's been very quiet. I hadn't seen much on him. So I think he agrees that they're probably maybe taking a step back this year, which isn't good for the running game, right? I mean, if your offense, if you can't open it up with the pass, then you're going to have some.
That's right. Well, you know me, I'm a shill for Brock Purdy, so I guess we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Then you've got, Josh Jacobs. He's in there, number 6. Jonathan Taylor, number 7. Now he was, some people had him as high as 2, but then he was unranked. So it varies. You got James Cook. You got Joe Mixon. You got Kamara. One thing that I'm seeing in this is you got some young guys, right, between Gibbs and Bijan. You got a pretty good mix of free agents that kind of bounced around. Then you got a few guys that have been hanging on with their team. And you look at the honorable mention, and again, you got Bucky Irvin, you got Aaron Jones. We talked about A-Chain. You got Breece Hall, they had him number 2 last year. He didn't even make the top 10. You have James Conner. So I guess what I'm saying with the running back situation and the way it is, it's very fluid. I mean, it goes up and down. There isn't like CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, those guys are the what's his name from the Bengals? I'm having a brain fade. Those guys have been number 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and that receivers don't change. It seems like running backs there's just like it's almost like playoffs. Half the thing turns over. Half the top 10 turns over the next year.
The thing with that is, I think that once you get down below number 5 with the running backs, it's all interchangeable. I don't think there's a clear rank anyway. I look at James Cook. He's on a contract year. He's not happy in Buffalo. I think he just, I think in and of itself, he's going to be busting his ass a little harder to get that payday and get out of Buffalo.
Yeah. And I saw that with Zach Martin. I don't think he's going to be assistant like. He might be there at training camp to kind of, mentor. I mean, you see, old, players go out there and do that, but I don't know. And the thing about Calvin, and correct me if I'm wrong, I could be, but if my memory serves me, he had a fall guy. I think he had a fall guy in his situation. If my memory's right, I think there was a fall guy that took some of the heat off him. If my memory, but yeah, it was much worse, and he didn't get any trouble. But I think there was a fall guy with him. I think he was smart.
Yeah, I mean, that's a smart move. But yeah, so getting back to the top 100, I guess. I think Kirk Cousins was, and hey, look, my guy. But let's be honest, he went south real fast mid-season. I think he was in the top 100 last year, and look where he went. So, man, you can. Again, this, in my opinion, is a way to keep people hooked during the offseason.
Absolutely.
And smart. And they drag it on. Let's do 10 here, 10 here, 10 here. So smart.
And then it gets leaked out, all right, how many Cowboys are getting in there? It's just like, just like with the schedule release.
The schedule release show. And all of a sudden, before the thing goes there, the schedule's already out. I mean, everyone's already got it. I mean, what was the big thing? Yeah. So they love anything that gives them social media, gives them some trending, things like the top 100, the schedules, and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, training camp coming up is going to be good. But yeah, the running backs intrigue me because listening to a lot, and we're going to get into it. At least I will. Jimmy, you don't have a problem. You got a pretty damn good running back. He's top 4. I got 2 good running backs. 2.
Yeah. You got 1 pork chop.
1.
But we don't know what we have. And Cuts, I got to give Cuts credit. He went up and he saw Jaden Blue, had a chance to talk with him, made a cut for him, got one signed, and he told Jay, he said, listen, we're counting on these running backs. Are you going to deliver? Are you going to live up to the hype that we believe and that the Cowboy fans are bringing to you, and you're going to be a game changer for us? You're going to be the playmaker that we need in the backfield. And he said, listen, Cuts, you got nothing to worry about. Everything is taken care of. You just sit back, relax, get your popcorn ready, and watch your boy Blue just tear up the league. So I've got some hope that he's going to be the game changer that we need. I mean, Cuts recorded it. I mean, it's been verified. It's been confirmed. So I think he's confident, and it's just a matter of, for the Cowboys, Javonte Williams or someone else. But the NFL experts have, it's kind of like Major League. They've got the Cowboys running back group rated dead last.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Cuts. My boy Blue.
Boy Blue, that's right.
And I like how Cuts holds him accountable.
He does.
Calls him out and gets the answers that we need.
Fair and balanced. He went. He talked. Fair and balanced. He talked to Moose Johnston too. He was there.
Ultra.
Ultra. I don't mind guys on the edge. That's why I like Pickens. But Michael Irvin. When Jimmy was there, Michael Irvin kept it, it was under wraps. It wasn't so much. I love my Miami guys. I think you need to have that swag. You need to have some, you can't have all choir boys on your football team. You can't have all choir boys.
It's not going to happen.
But Turpin's not a bad, at least I don't think he's a bad. I think he just, it was kind of a petty. I don't want to minimize any crime, any breaking the law, but there's been it's been a hell of a lot worse.
Well, it's better. At least you have a Mann Act.
Yeah,
that would have been worse.
But who's that? Is that Baby Doll? Is that Baby Doll from
professional wrestling, NWA? That's right. Ric Flair's valet at one point, Baby Doll, and Dusty Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes
over Baby Doll. Dusty Rhodes, you watch the old things with Baby Doll.
I seen her a few weeks ago or a month ago on some podcast. Oh,
they still fighting over?
No, I don't think so.
All right, Baby Doll. She was riding Space Mountain. I remember all the promo. Here you go.
Shit.
But yeah. So I mean, the
But there was
Cowboys
no
back room
get,
is not good. Not
get
good.
back to Irvin. There was no social media. It all
Yes.
gets back to this. There's a
Yeah.
camera everywhere. There's phone. Everybody's got their phone cameras. Everybody's got X or Facebook or what's the other? What the kids are on?
How many fights do
TikTok.
you guys thumb through on social media that's recorded? I mean, you could sit there all day and sit there and thumb through all the fights and everything like that. There you go.
No camo. I see. What's
So
up,
I
boys?
mean, Camo, do you think they're going to be? Yeah, they're resetting a little bit. You think they're a down? They're going to be a step back because I mean, I just haven't seen a lot of noise from the Niners. Their schedule could be favorable because we got a tough one. So the East is playing the West and they're playing the North. So the Niners obviously aren't playing either one of those. So the other division they're playing is probably the South, I'm going to guess, right? They're probably playing the South in the NFC, which outside of Tampa and Atlanta, there's, the other two are terrible. And you still don't know what Atlanta's going to do. Penix is going to be the X factor for them.
That's the X factor, man.
He's going to be the X. You guys got some defense in the draft and you made some moves there. But yeah, it's going to be, I tell you what, do not sleep on Tampa. It pains me to say this, but I'm a Baker Mayfield fan.
Me too. And Bucky Irving, yes.
And Bucky Irvin there. I mean, Tampa's got some. I'm not crazy about the coach. The coach worries me. I think he's a great coordinator. He's an old Cowboys coach, but I'm just not sure. I mean, I'm not sold on him yet. But great guy.
So Sadiqa says he's from Law Nation.
Who's from Law
Nation? Sadiqa from Law Nation. Sadiqa Charles.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's funny.
I love Law Nation. So that's awesome.
So, but I don't know. Like I said, it's so interesting because remember a year ago, you're talking about the Cowboys and Niners and then all injuries and shit. Look what happened. And before you knew it.
And here's the thing. Last year, Jimmy, we talked about it. The over-under on Dallas was like 9.5, 10.5, depending on what Vegas, book you were looking at. The Vegas book right now has been consistent. Even after Pickens, after a good draft, I think everyone said, hey, shit, man, we got a good draft. They are steady with Dallas at 7.5 over-under on wins, which I threw 300 on there, quickly. It's like, well, that's, to me, is easy money. And last year, it was high. Dallas was favored in every game but one last year, preseason. This year, they are favored in 4 games right now. Oh, 4 and that's it. Well, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you hopping in, man. And but that's crazy. There are four games the Cowboys are favored in this year. Giants, week 2, their home game, they're favored by 4.5 right now. That's the biggest spread that they have. So this is a thing. I think the Cowboys are better, but I don't know if I'm drinking the Kool-Aid because Vegas does not like the Dallas Cowboys this year.
Hey, Camo.
Coach, I don't know if it's the doubt with quarterback. So I don't know what is going to happen with the Cowboys this year, but I'm expecting a strong season from them. So I don't know.
Hey, Camo, I don't know if you saw the top of the show. I was telling about the Freedom Funnels and the patented Ric Flair chop to the chest on 4th of July. You at the top of the show, we were talking about that.
So what do you guys think of the Cowboys in Vegas? I mean, are you guys? Am I the one drinking the Kool-Aid? Because I think this team's a playoff team. I don't know how deep they go in the playoffs. I think a lot of that's going to be on, are they going to be able to run the football and can they stop the run? So those are the two questions. I think skill positions, I think they got the playmakers on offense to make things happen. Their offense is going to be fine as long as they stay healthy. But running the football and stopping the run are going to be the big question marks.
Well, and you see, it's funny because then you look at us, it's quarterback.
Yeah.
We beefed up defense. I think we did great on defense between draft picks and signing. But man,
and yeah, no, absolutely. But you threw something up there. In 2016, wasn't that Dak's rookie year? Vegas, I mean, I get it. Like the Vegas didn't have Washington last year I think their win total was like 4.5, 5.5, whatever the hell it was. So you're going to get those anomalies. What I'm saying is Dallas is a pretty, I don't want to say veteran. They're still a young team, but they've got stars. You got Parsons, you got CD, you got Dak. I mean, you've got legit superstars on this team. And Vegas is treating them like they're cellar dwellers. So that's my only thing. But I don't know. That's just my opinion.
So Ultra saying 12-5.
I don't know. It's like I don't know. 12-5. Their schedule just makes it, and I think they could be a better team than the 12-5 team they had a couple years ago. But their schedule is, I mean, that stretch. I mean, Kelly and I did the too early schedule thing, and I think I had them at 10 or 11 wins. I can't remember. But you're talking about a stretch where you're just like, there's 4 games in a row. It's like Philly, short week, Kansas City, Detroit, and then Minnesota, and then Washington or something like that. That would be, that would be great. Yeah, that was Dak's rookie year. Romo got hurt. I don't think there was a lot of optimism. But
Calvin says you're drinking a Long Island iced tea, not.
Does it? I mean, am I crazy, Calvin?
And Carl's not going to give any props, no, regardless.
Yeah. I don't know, man. 7. I mean, do you guys honestly think that the Cowboys? You got to stay healthy. I mean, last year, I think all of us would agree if they stayed healthy, they were going to be a playoff team. Now, I don't think they would have they would have done anything, but they would have won 10 games. They would have been over, and they would have won. They would have got the over. But if they stay healthy, you telling me this team isn't going to win double digits? Isn't going to be I mean, Dak, when healthy, the full season has never not had a winning season. I mean, it's never in his whole career. So,
well, what the Basement Boys are saying, he didn't the protection he did not get.
He got sacked a lot, and his sack rate was the highest in the league. And I think the thing you had to look at, that was a young offensive line. They got better as the year went on, and I think had Dak not gotten hurt, I think that they would have. I mean, Dak would have obviously, the season would have got better for him, because I think that line, they started to gel, and that's why I'm really intrigued with how it does this year. And I would ask you guys this too: is who would you rather see make the biggest jump, Guyton or Mozzie? I mean, if you had your choice, one of them can be an All-Pro next year. The other one's going to be average to below average. What would you rather have, the left tackle, or would you rather have the D tackle be the All-Pro? I mean, for me, I guess you got to protect the quarterback's most important position, so I'm going to go Guyton. I'd take Guyton to be it. I mean, would you rather have your run stopping or
no? I'd rather have protection.
Yeah.
Especially in the situation. Well, especially speaking for me. I mean, generally speaking, you want protection, right? But especially a guy like Penix, we need it.
You got to have.
We got to run it, but we got a good running game. We got to
running game. That's where the key. If the Dallas Cowboys can run the football, Dak is going to be fine, because he should only be throwing the ball 30 times a game and play action, and you running the ball, things are gonna change. Guyton needs to have the jump. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I think most people would agree with that. I mean, I know Mozzie gets a lot of shit, a lot of heat. But Jeff says we need more on defense. He's going with Mozzie. Now, you got to remember, you're taking Guyton, not making that leap. That's the choice. Would you rather have last year's Guyton or an All-Pro Guyton? But if you have the All-Pro, you got last year's Mozzie. You can have the All-Pro Mozzie, but you got last year's Guyton. So that's kind of the thing. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting. But I saw Ultra. Ultra knows, and I'm going to tell you what, Jimmy. I'm now you said people listen to our show and steal our stuff. I'm now convinced. Steve Spurrier a couple days ago was ripping into Arch Manning. And he said, this guy's so good, he couldn't even beat out Ewers for the job.
So,
I mean, I know we're both in Florida. I know he's played in Tampa. He coached down here, so he's probably got a home. He's probably listening to the cave. But he said it, He basically took my quote. I mean, he
No.
took my quote right from me.
So he's watching. He jotted the notes down, waiting until he get on ESPN or whatever it is, and he regurgitated your intellectual property.
The whole thing. I mean, it was like, and I think he even had a sidekick, and he was playing your part. He was repeating everything that you said.
Boy, they really did rip us off, huh? See, we gotta copyright this damn thing.
We do. And John Gruden was another one. He was talking about the Cowboys. I know my man Jay Tuck. He did a video on it, and I mean, what Gruden was saying was right, man. The Cowboys. I mean, people forget. I mean, we were a running. I know the Bears back in the day, and I know you get these teams that are just known to pound the rock, but the Dallas Cowboys for a huge stretch. I mean, you can go back as far back as Perkins. Don Perkins, Dwayne Thomas, Emmitt Smith, or Tony Dorsett, and Emmitt Smith. Herschel Walker sprinkled in there. I know Kevin Gogan was a big fan of Herschel Walker, but sprinkled him in there for a little bit. Obviously, DeMarco Murray had his. I mean, we were a dominant running team. And they need to get back to that. They need to get back to that mentality. And that's what Gruden was talking about. You've got to get to the mauling offensive line. And I think with Booker, you get it. But you've got to get to that what's more demoralizing than when they're running on you and you can't stop it. I mean, we've had it done to us as fans of the Cowboys, and you guys too. It's demoralized.
No, and you know what though? Remember, so right now we have Bijan and we have Algier. Prior to that, we had Tevin Coleman, Devontae Freeman. Prior to that, we have work done. It's nice when you have a reliable running back. The problem is with us, especially recently, that hasn't translated into good quarterback play.
Yeah, and it should. If you got I mean, the Eagles have proven it. You got an average quarterback, but you got a superstar elite running back. I mean, it changes things. I mean, if you can run the football and dominate running the football, and they dominated running the football, it changes everything.
Yes, it does. Yeah, because you're just you're wearing that defense down. You're pounding them down. Like you said, that's frustrating. When you're watching your team, even if it's a close game and they're just pounding it down. You said, damn it, it's going to be a field goal or a touchdown.
Yeah. I was going to say something, and then Ultra made me laugh, and I forgot what.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I'm not a Spurrier fan, so. But I tell you, there was nothing better than beating Spurrier with the Canes. I mean, it was there was with the visor throwing it all over the place and all pissed off. There was nothing better than the Cowboys beating up, or the Canes beating up on Spurrier and the Florida Gators. And we're going to do it again this year. He's not going to be. He is average. He is average. I mean, he is.
Carl, be honest, Carl.
Quarterback. I mean, and there's nothing. I mean, it's not being mean. But I mean,
quit being a bully, Mike. What are you doing?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's not. I look. I'll take rings and be average. I don't really, I don't care. So,
that's right.
But yeah. But I'm excited for college football, man. I mean, I know college football just came out, I think, and I got to go brush up a little bit. It's going to help things going. I got Notre Dame I got to get ready for. So I cannot wait. I'm almost. I mean, I hate to say it. I don't want to say I'm almost more excited for college than pro, but there's just a lot of good things going on in college football. And I give Texas a lot of crap, but it's going to be interesting to see how they do and how Arch does. It's a lot of hype with them, and they're going up to Ohio State to first game. I mean, that's going to be, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be some big games early, which I love.
No different than why Shedeur Sanders was hyped. Right? I mean, I don't know much about college football, and I love Deion. So guys, don't come at me. I love Deion. I'll prime time. He was on the Falcons, and I love him to death. But I'm sorry, he is another one on his dad's coattails.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I mean, and hey, nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Ride the wave, make some money.
But yeah, let's see. Hurts Hostetler.
Hurts Hostetler accuracy is like a 1-year-old pissing in a toilet. Ultra Cowboy. I like that one.
It is. But I mean, it's not like, hey, this is what I'll give Hurts credit for. And you got to give him, he plays within his skill set. I mean, he plays within his skill set, and he doesn't try and do too much. And I think he knows that he's got Barkley behind there, and hey, just don't screw it up. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks that have been very successful, doing that. I mean, Trent Dilfer rode the defense, and you know what I mean. And Jeff Hostetler, they had the defense, and Phil Simms, and you get these Nick Foles, and you get Flacco. There's nothing wrong. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I'll take that. I'll take a ring. I don't really give a shit. Give me Milton and gives us the ring. So.
Exactly. I don't care who it is. Get me a ring.
Yeah. I don't know.
All it is bringing.
Texas Tech they got something to say about who runs Texas. Kelly, I don't know. Kelly's making me drink the Kool-Aid on them, but he's very high on what they've done. So it'll be interesting. I don't think they're repeating. And I agree with you. Charles. I just don't. I know it's very hard for a running back to have that much tread on their tires and have that big of a year and bounce back. Typically, it doesn't happen. Now, I don't want to see him get hurt. I'm not saying I want to see him get hurt. It's just your body. I mean, he's been injury plagued, so it's not like he's Frank Gore, who just for some reason got hurt in Miami every year, but then when he went to the NFL, it's like he never got hurt again in his life. He was just a bowling ball the whole time. So.
You're talking about tires. I'm thinking Outback hitting tires. Getting ready for the season. Yes. Hertz Hostetler's
Best Auto.
That was Best Auto. Yes.
Give him a plug. Give Best Auto a plug.
Best Auto. Hertz Hostetler, great wishbone quarterback. Yeah. Yes.
But yeah.
Look at Carl still talking shit.
The Eagles are better than the Texas Longhorns?
They're better than the Texas. Well, you know what? That's a good comparison.
Yeah. They better be a college team.
Yeah, I hope so.
I mean, Jesus. So you can't be a college team. They shouldn't be a professional.
You believe Best Auto? That was a softball team that we were aspiring to make back in the day. That was embarrassing. That was, I know.
The tryouts.
The tryouts. And some guys couldn't make the tryouts. So we get there, and the coach, player coach said, yeah, man. So some of the guys couldn't make it there at work, but they were out back hitting some tires.
Yeah, I know they're shouldn't they be working?
Hitting tires. And that same dude, remember, he ended up getting his ass knocked out during one of the.
That's right.
We'll talk about that another time.
I totally forgot about that.
That was funny.
Were we playing in that game, or we just were watching it?
No. We were playing that game because I remember we were in the handshake line, and all of a sudden I hear behind me, boom, boom.
Who hit him?
B.
That wasn't him.
It was B. B hit him. Yes, he did. Yeah.
No, he hit the dude Ryan's friend. I don't remember BB hitting him.
I could have swore he did.
Called him a name.
He called him a name. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't that guy. It was
a different guy? Okay.
It was Biff.
I stand corrected.
It was Biff.
Oh, it was Biff.
Yeah.
It was whoever it was. I'm sitting there in line. All of a sudden, I hear boof, and I turn around. Somebody's hitting the floor. I'm like, "Geez, man."
Yeah,
I deserve that one.
Arch is the other brother's son. It's not Peyton or Eli's. He's the forgotten brother. He's the forgotten brother.
The forgotten brother.
But yeah. So anyway, hey guys, man, it's been a great show. Jimmy and I got to laughing so much and going through this stuff. Forgot to tell you, hit that like, subscribe, and share. Always important. We got a couple hundred of you guys hanging out with us. Definitely appreciate it. If you are watching on X, which I know we get a lot of people on X, and we definitely appreciate it, you definitely want to slide on over to YouTube, hit that subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, and it helps the channel out. Plus, you get to see the message board is the best. The chat,
it's the best, man. Everybody, there's all sorts of things that we can't put on the screen, because they might be a little bit like not PG-13, so we can't put them on the screen. It's pretty funny.
We got to be respectful.
That's right.
But we do have our Cowboys Cave tailgate party. So I know a lot of people have been messaging me and Kelly and stuff. So again, reminder, it's I believe the 28th, whatever the week of the Packers. I think it's the 20-something. So
26.
26. I knew it was had a 2 in it. So a lot of people ask. It doesn't cost you anything. You can just show up. We're in lot 10. It's not like we have reserved this a room or reserved it's you just show up. You can just walk in. We don't have tickets. We don't have anything like that. But we do some fundraising. So we accept donations to help with food and drink and We got to buy parking passes, which anyone's been AT&T, it's absolutely insane. But you got to have you got to have a car for every spot you take. That's the rules. So we usually have to get like 3 spots. But Cuts always does a giveaway, not a giveaway, but a fundraiser. So we'll be putting it maybe on Wednesday's show. If not, it'll be on the next Monday show whenever it gets done, where you can present it. We will show it. You could buy it. All proceeds go towards the tailgate. So it's an opportunity for you to get something, give something, and get something in return. And so we'll be doing that as well. So stay tuned to that. Make sure you get it. And last year he did a bottle opener. And I mean, Jimmy, it was awesome. Everyone and he got it signed. Everyone who was there, the whole Cowboys Nation's family, everyone got one. So I was yapping too much. I forgot to get mine signed. So I'm going to bring mine back and get it signed. So hopefully the same people are there plus more. But it's a great time. We won tailgate of the day. We had a great, what's his name? The mascot came and had Kenny Gant stop by. So it was a lot of fun. You don't have to be a Cowboys fan. If you're a Packers fan or you're going with a buddy who's a Packers fan or anything like that, as long as you're down to have a good time, we don't care, man. It's about having fun. So make sure you guys check out the Cowboys Cave tailgate if you're going to be there. You don't even have to go in the game because Cuts is hanging out outside. So you could actually just chill, have a TV. You can watch the game and
drink for cheap.
Then we'll come out and celebrate.
Hey, and on a side note, I know we got a lot of friends in the cave who live in the Dallas area. If anybody's going to AEW All In this weekend at Texas State at where the Texas Rangers play, make sure you hit me up. I want to see what's going on behind the scenes down there. There's a stadium pay-per-view for professional wrestling.
What the hell are you talking about? I didn't know what the hell's going on. So
AEW.
But definitely check it out. I'll be at the Giants game. I'll be at the home opener. I'm doing a quick Learjet in, Learjet out. So not a lot of partying, but going to check out the game. It's a 12 o'clock game, so I figure I'd just go take advantage of it. So I'm excited to get this season started. I know, Jimmy, you're excited to get these Falcons. You get that bad taste out of your mouth. Get ready to roll. Get this thing going. And we know wrestling's fake. Don't tell Bugsy.
No, it's not. What do you want?
Oh, you think it's real?
It's real. It's professional. No, high school is fake. College is fake. We're talking real, professional. That's what we're talking about this week. Bugsy, man, he's all.
You do not tell him it's fake. He'll get very upset.
He'll find you.
He's looking for Mark. But it's scripted. Is it fair to say it's scripted? The funniest thing was John Cena. Did you see where he's hitting he was punching the bag? The little ball, that you hit it and it tells you how strong you are, how hard your hit was. Parsons did. It was at that Fan Addicts event they had up in New York. Well, he went to hit it and he kept faking. He went like that. And then he did it again. He goes, like that again. And he did it. And he goes, man, I hadn't hit someone in 24 years like that. He walked away. But it looked real. Like he knew, he choreographed it. Like if you're looking from the side, man, it looked like he hit it. I mean, he was like angered all in. And those guys know what the hell they're doing. So they're athletes. It's just scripted. It's a scripted, show. But I know you don't believe that. I know you.
No. Look at guys get hurt. Guys are out. I mean, there's at least 7 guys on the roster of AEW right now out injured. I think there's at least 5 WWE guys, men and women, out injured right now. So people get hurt. If it wasn't a real sport, if it was fake, how are people getting hurt? I don't see actors and actresses getting hurt when they're out there doing their Hollywood movies.
So is the outcome determined, or do you think it's a legit sport?
Well, it's a legit sport. I don't understand the question.
All right. You think if you get in a figure 4 leg lock, you don't think you're gonna think you can't get out of it? You think it'll break your leg?
It will break my leg, and not for nothing. When I Ric Flair patting a chopped chest my buddy Joe the other night, he's gonna kick my ass all over the kitchen. He didn't think it was fake.
You tell all fake, meatball, all fake. Oh no, not yet. Not for the meatball.
Not for the meatball. I'm not throwing it yet, boy. Oh shit!
That's one of my favorite parts of
Rocky. That is the best.
It's just
like when he lifts him up and he's all happy. Yeah. No. And then Paulie with the chair.
With the chair, but then he's sitting there with the ladies with the fans.
Yes.
Like, I don't need this.
I don't need this. Great.
Man. So, all right, man. It's an hour, so my below deck's coming on. So definitely appreciate all the love. The Yankees, yeah, I don't know what's going on with baseball. We'll have to catch up with Jimmy. We got the All-Star games next week, right? And next week or this week?
It's next week. Yeah,
next week.
Right?
So we'll have our show Monday. So maybe we'll give a halfway. We'll do a halfway. Let Jimmy kind of fill us all in what's going on in baseball halfway through the season. We'll get
hopefully Boone is fired by that point. But anyway, we'll talk about that next one.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll be live Wednesday again, and we're getting back in this thing. But definitely appreciate all the love. I'll be dropping some videos. I'm gonna do some different, quick videos on some stuff. Trying to get back, work the rust off, get back in it. I got to do my hype video for Cameo. So any of you guys, I do like 50 a season. So if you got fantasy football, you can go over to Cameo and I do your draft. And man, you get the full experience, and I'll talk some shit to your teams and whoever else you need me to talk shit to. So check that out on Cameo as well. Appreciate it. Thanks, Cuts, for all the support, and we'll be seeing you popping in Wednesday to unveil the Cowboys Cave commemorative cut that's going to be for the show. Jimmy, appreciate it, brother. We'll talk to you. Everyone else, you guys have a great evening. See you Wednesday. Peace.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.